Hey guys, what's up? My name is Adrian, and this is Jason.
What's up, guys? So, if you guys don't even know us or haven't come across any of our content, um, to keep it kind of simple, we both run marketing agencies, very similar model. We'll kind of talk a bit more about into that. But the reason we're actually making this video is because I don't know, I've known Adrian for a while, and I thought like we could kind of give you updates on our life, where we're at, where we want to be at, but also just be the most authentic versions of ourselves, so you guys can really see what it's like to be a business owner. And I hope you guys can even relate to this at some point. But yeah,
Yeah, we also wanted to kind of use this as a long-term diary.
like a journal. Yeah.
Yeah, planning on making 6-month updates, 1-year updates, and then maybe even 1-month updates where we'd be sharing some short-term goals. But yeah, I guess sort of to kind of set the stage, I've been in the online business space just maybe 10 months now. If you haven't watched my other video, essentially, I just graduated university. I started this up in my last year of university about around September. I originally had a gutter cleaning business that I ran for around a month prior to that. And before, just kind of like a university student, not really with any direction of what I wanted to do, but been kind of in and out of the online space since I was 17 years old. You know, the typical story, but yeah, here I am. We're now in Montreal. I am in a 1-bedroom apartment. No plan to ever do a 9 to 5, and really just going all in on this business. And essentially, I met David, or I would say around like 6 to 8 months ago as well.
David?
Not
Ben?
David. I met Jason around 6 to 8 months ago as well. And I guess he'll be introducing himself right now if you guys don't really know who he is.
Yeah. If you guys, like I said, if you guys don't know who I am, Jason. I've been making videos, or probably been in the space for like I'd say 2 years. But I recently, I would say I took action a year and a half ago. But if you've seen some of my videos, you'll kind of see my progression of like making my first $2,000 and then scaling to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Right now we're about like 55 to 60 rev per month. But yeah, I'll kind of like talk about like where I'm at in the agency and where I kind of want to get to as well in a sec. But I thought we could start it off about like how we met, because I think it's hard to come across. I mean, maybe it's a limiting belief, but I feel like it's sometimes hard to find other entrepreneurs. But the way we met was just such a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
That, like it was just almost like it was meant to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, to some extent, you know, I don't really believe that it was a coincidence, although all signs point to it, because as most of you guys probably think in your head as well, when you're starting something like this, you have a version of yourself that you imagine with maxed out stats, you know, and I always preach this, but a part of really imagining who that person with maxed out stats would be, you envision what that person's circle would look like and who they would hang out with on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like, you know, it's hard to find the people that person would be friends with. And, you know, especially considering that I was on a very, I would say, like, purposeful, and like everything that I was doing was on purpose. Even though it seems like a coincidence, I think that the reason that me and Jason and some other friends that we've been able to find in our city found each other is because we're aligned in becoming that maxed out version of ourselves and finding people similar. So yeah, I guess to kind of like give some context as to that, I'll stop beating around the bush, but essentially David's best friend, or one of his best friends Jason's best friend in the space, Ben, was my mentor. And I came across his video, say like around early September, just after I finished my gutter cleaning business and I went back to school, because I had a feeling that, you know, I don't know, this kid really resonated with me and his message and like how raw he was on YouTube. And yeah, man, so I found Ben on school. Actually, I found his community. He had like an SMMA community, and then I came across his YouTube. I watched his YouTube videos that were in the same style of like how I was scaling to 10K, and then I'm gonna scale to 30 and then 50, and then him actually doing it. So I DM'd him, I hopped on a call with him, and then I bought his mentorship.
I feel like the timing of you finding those videos was so crazy.
Yeah.
fresh out, fresh back into university, and like debating of like continuing your gutter cleaning business or going all in on a business model. Like right at that time, it was like the odds were crazy.
Yeah.
Like, of you meeting him at that
Yeah,
time.
it was really crazy. And so that was Jason's best friend in the space, right? They both came up together. And so I remember around 1 month, 2 months into the program, I remember asking Ben like, "Yo, man, like, do you know anyone around my area, like Montreal, that's doing the same thing?" Because I was always hungry for that environment and being around the type of people that me and maxed out stats would be. And he goes, "Yeah, I got this one guy here. I'll connect you." And then he just made a group chat. We started chatting. His girlfriend lives here, so he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in Montreal these dates. Let's link up." And then we linked up around like November.
I think around November. Yeah.
Around
That was, like,
November.
the first time we met. We went out to like a
Yeah.
dinner. It was fucking sick. It was
Yeah,
sick
yeah,
meeting you.
fire. Meeting people always in like doing the same thing you are with the same endeavors. It's really fucking sick. And we've been like, we saw each other scale. The also when agency crashed a little bit as well.
Yeah, same
But-
here. Like when we both like plateaued,
Yeah,
we both linked up. But I mean,
that is basically how we met.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what made you like want to start your agency? I know for you, you were like doing gutter cleaning business. You were you were doing decent actually in Alberta, right? Doing
Yeah.
it. You kind of came back to Montreal. You were in university. What made you want to be like, all right, I think I'm gonna start with a new online business model, as opposed to continuing doing the gutter cleaning business? Like, why? What was that shift for you?
Well, first of all, I feel like the gutter cleaning business broke my initial limiting beliefs of being paid a certain hourly rate and only being paid that amount, or like the market pricing you at that amount if you're at this age and you don't have that much experience, and it just completely shattered it. So what made me go into marketing was I knew that I could make this money with a service that's not in person to start off,
Yeah.
and I could make a lot more. And I got introduced into SMMA when I was actually cleaning a gutter on a rooftop, and I was listening to a podcast.
Hermosi or what?
No, it was this Jewish tech guy. It was
Jewish
Greg
tech guy.
Greg Eisenberg.
Greg Eisenberg. Okay, I've never heard of him, but shout out
And
Greg Eisenberg.
yeah, bro, that guy's a G. He's more of like a SaaS guy. But anyways,
Okay.
he brought a guest onto the podcast that said like different ways that you could start integrate AI in a business and scale it up to like, I don't know, multiple six figures a month. And one of them was run AI ads with with a med spa. And I was like, oh my god, like my mind just completely completely blown away, like, oh my gosh, like I could do this, this could be possible. And keep in mind, this is while like I'm shoving shit into a bag on a roof. I literally remember even the neighborhood that I was in.
Were
And
you in Montreal at this point?
I was
or
in Calgary.
you were
This is when I was in Calgary.
Okay.
And so I had that kind of planted the seed in my head. And I remember this is just before I did a trip to Brazil to meet my girlfriend's family. I landed in Brazil, and I told my girlfriend, like, mark my words, I'm gonna start this, and this is gonna be extremely successful and lucrative in the same way that the gutter cleaning business was. And I'm gonna be able to come here one day in this location working completely remote.
What a guy.
Yeah, and I remember she believed me, and and I told her all about it. I remember telling her parents about it as well before I even started.
And how did they react? Like, what did they say?
I mean,
Were they supportive?
assuming that they understood, because the language barrier, like they spoke Portuguese. I was picking up Portuguese as I was there. I speak Spanish. They seemed supportive. Obviously, they didn't really seem like they understood, as you might imagine. Explaining
Maybe
this
you also
concept.
didn't fully understand the concept because you were kind of new into it. Because like when I thought of SMMA like a while ago, I did not think it was like this.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand it until I was like fully in it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, imagine explaining to two 40 to 50-year-olds kind of like the business model and the whole idea. Like they didn't really understand it as much as I was trying to transfer what it meant.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think they didn't take it bad or they didn't take it good. They were like, oh, good
They
for
were
you.
just like,
Good,
try it,
yeah,
try
good
it
for you
out.
for having the idea, right?
And I have a question for you about this and I think it relates to the audience watching this, because I feel like in this business model, maybe I'm wrong, I feel like there's a certain archetype of person that sees like podcasts like how you saw, and they take it positively or negatively. They're like, nah, it's a scam. No, there's no way you can make money online, right? So what was it for you that made you actually listen to that and be like, maybe this is actually like possible. Maybe this isn't like this sounds legit. Like, because like I said, there's a lot of people that could even be watching that feel like making money online is kind of a scam, and I get it because like you see people LARPing. You know, I'm sure Adrian, you scroll on TikTok,
There's
you see
nothing
people
new,
like
right?
lying about, not lying, but for example, like dropshipping.
Like this lifestyle is nothing new. I know
Exactly,
what you're trying
right.
I mean, to answer your question, I mean, it does go back to having like the undeniable proof that this is possible, and it stemmed from knowing that the hourly rate that the market would place me at this age, with like without having completed a business degree or something, I'm gonna start off making like less than $20 an hour, right? It was the initial like breaking of that belief with making, I
What
just
broke
made
that?
a little bit under
Oh, no.
$10,000 in my first month in
Okay.
gutter cleaning. And I just realized like all of that is a lie, and it's just been fed to me, and I've believed it. And it was like this aha moment
Yeah.
that was deeper than just like, oh, online business is real. It was more like I am capable of doing this.
Yeah, it's
It was
like
a much
even-
more
yeah.
it was much more like personal self-belief, in the sense that it just allowed me
I see.
to think I was capable of even doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
So when I saw that in the podcast, it was just undeniable belief, and it was undeniable proof that it was possible to begin
Yeah.
with. Which, like, I think that most people, if they didn't have that, or even myself, like 6 months before, even though I knew it could have been possible, I might not have taken it as seriously, or
Yeah.
it might not have touched me as it did in the same
I think
way.
that's a really good point, because I feel like for me, like if I look back, it was complete personal belief. Like
Yeah.
I saw Charlie Morgan. I'm sure you know Charlie Morgan, and I saw Eric Cavaliers as well talking about the business model, and it's like it's one thing to like hear someone talking about it and hearing how successful they are with it, versus seeing the results and actually believing that you could actually do that yourself. You know, because you can watch it and be like, damn, you know, hands off, like good shit for that kid. But or you could be the kind of person as well that's like, nah, I don't think I can do this. Or you could be kind of like Adrian and I, who were just like watching that and being like, damn, if this is actually possible, I know I can actually do this myself, regardless of, you know, seeing the proof. Like if this is even a possibility, I'll try it out. That's kind of what it was for me.
And I guess I'll ask you, what were you mainly doing before starting the agency and it being successful?
Dude, if I think about it, I was kind of just hustling. I joined Andrew Tate's like program, Hustlers University.
Yeah, me too.
Straight hustling. I went through the copywriting course, and like some university lecturer like came to give us a lecture, like some guest speaker, and at the end of her thing, she was like, yeah, if anyone here knows how to build websites or write blogs, talk to me. And I wasn't really paying attention to the whole thing except to that, and I was like, fuck it, why not? Went up to her. I told her like, hey, I'll do this for you, XYZ. She's like, how much would it be? I was like, I don't know, like $1,000 a month. And she was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I was like, wow. Like I couldn't believe it. And like,
That was your first close.
that's my first close. And like, it was crazy because like I literally made $1,000, not on that day, but I had a Zoom call with her. I set up my Stripe. I didn't even know how to like collect an invoice. I was like watching YouTube videos while I was on the call with her, but it was just a crazy self-realization moment because I didn't do any work up until that call. And I made $1,000 in like an hour of that call without like having to work at my camp job, which I was making like 2K Canadian a month, right? Like working 8
For the
hours
viewers
a day, 5 days a
in the
week.
US, that's like $1,200 working full-time or part-time?
It was full-time.
Full-time for
every
a
single day,
complete
Monday through
month,
Friday.
$1,200.
8 to 9 hours a day,
Yeah.
right? And that was like
Brutal.
I was like, well, if I can just replicate that 10 times, which I feel like is possible. Yeah, it's possible. But I mean, like all in all, I didn't really scale with that, but it just gave me belief that it's possible to make money online, that if I could meet someone in person and just close them on a video call, that this model is 100% legit and it could be done if you do it right. That was my eye-opening experience with it. And that's kind of what led me to where I'm at now.
Cool. Yeah, that is crazy. I feel like a lot of people would resonate with that. I feel like that's the same position that a lot of people are in.
Yeah. And like, that was the first client I closed. But what was your first client you closed? Was it?
Yeah, so shortly after I hopped into his best friend's program, Ben, I was basically given a roadmap of where to put all my effort into, and that looked like, for the first couple weeks, cold call 250 to 350 people a day, which is 6 to 8 hours of cold calling, pitching a free trial, and that's exactly what I did. And I remember setting calls. I was actually pretty good at setting calls. I'm pretty conversational. I wasn't really too awkward to start off. Maybe for
Came
the
off
first,
natural with you.
yeah, maybe for the first like say like 20, 30, 100 calls. But I was actually pretty good at setting naturally.
Yeah.
But I burnt my first 40 calls without getting a single yes. And I remember actually hopping on a call with Ben and being like, man, like a part of me is just so like delusionally, you know, like how would you say it? Like in I had so much delusional belief that it was gonna work out, even though I got told no 40 times in a row.
Yeah.
But it was still getting to me.
Yeah.
And the first client I had, it was the free trial offer, and it was a new home builder in Calgary, man, back in my hometown. Funny enough, and they were doing around $12 million a year.
Holy shit.
And I remember pitching him a free trial, and for the initial call, he didn't actually close. And we scheduled a follow-up call. For some reason, I don't even know what it was. I had no proof. I genuinely just had the offer.
Yeah.
All I did for the demo was show him the flow of appointments.
Yeah.
The second call came up, and he forgot about the free trial. And I basically said, yeah, man, it's going to be like $1,000 up front, and then after I get you X amount of appointments, I forgot what the number was, it's going to be the rest of the retainer. And then he just goes, I'll just make your life easier. Here's the full retainer. If something doesn't work out, just do something else for my company. It's fine. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Like straight face, stone cold. Like the typical.
But like inside, you're just
yeah,
like,
the
holy
typical
shit.
like when he's signing like when he's signing the contract, and you have to like keep fucking chilling. The guy just like,
And you're just like
pretend to
texting
be
your like
nonchalant.
texting your like
Literally,
people
bro.
being like, damn, I just
And
closed my
I
deal.
remember just like genuinely being like, holy shit.
Yeah.
The money hits my Square account. I was using Square for some
Square?
reason.
No fucking way.
Yeah, Square, bro.
Of all the things.
I was using Square, bro. Fuck Square, bro.
Did it fuck you over?
Yeah, they ended up fucking me over because somebody's card declined and my account got blocked.
That happened with me with Stripe.
Yeah,
so.
like some bullshit.
Like
Anyways,
those things.
they paid the 2,500 on the second call, and I genuinely couldn't believe like that just appeared out of thin air, which before would have been like 6 different gutter jobs, right? Like
going not just that, but driving there, knocking on their doors, dealing with the
dude, yeah,
objections.
that would be like insane. It would be like so much work, and I remember like collecting that, and I called like everyone I knew that I was telling I was doing this, my girlfriend, my mom, my dad, and just FaceTiming them and showing the payment processor screen, and nothing has been able to top that feeling since.
Yeah, that's fire.
But yeah, that was my first client sign.
Yeah.
I actually ended up keeping him for like 4 months, but
I remember,
He
and
turned
then
out.
he had to like go to India, and then like
yeah,
some shit happened.
yeah, but no, yeah, still shark client.
Bro, you got him so many like appointments. It's nuts.
Yeah, yeah, no, I did.
But no, I think that's a like a big reason, like probably like why you had like a good run with cold calling. I think it was because of your gutter
Yeah.
experience. Like
Oh, we were
actually-
literally talking about this before. Cold calling was like a grind. I remember I used to get clients in one of my Canadian or get appointments in one of my outside of my Canadian client service areas.
Yeah.
In the city next to it, and I remember getting the appointments that were outside of the service area and using it as leverage while I was cold calling. So I would cold call the city over and be like, you know what, man, like this is like a weird offer, but I run marketing for this agency in the city over, and we just got 2 appointments outside of a service area, and I honestly don't want to let these go to waste. These kitchens look like $40,000-$50,000 projects.
That's some sauce.
And yeah, and like yeah, so this can go with either one of 2 ways. One, I can sell you the appointments individually, or 2, you can get them for completely free, and I can do exactly what I'm doing to generate these for my other client, for you. And I remember signing a client that way, $3,000 a month from that one client, just doing that. But yeah, cold calling, definitely a great way to brute force your way into like getting enough momentum to never do cold outreach again.
Yeah, and like I think cold calling is where you start off with. Maybe a lot of you guys start with cold SMS. We could kind of talk about like the forms of outreach that we're actually gonna do or planning on doing or actively doing. And like I guess why we're not doing cold calling. I mean, straight up, the reason I strayed away from cold calling was because it's a big time suck because it requires you, unless you can outsource it, right? But I think when you start off, it's a good thing to do though, so you can get that experience of understanding the niche you're in, right? Like speaking with the kind of guys, so you already know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
Then you can hop on to something else. That something else for me was cold SMS. I scaled pretty good with it. We hit like probably went all the way to 40K a month with it. But I kind of reached my cap where I churned some bad SMS clients because they either weren't the kind of clients that could long-term work with us, and I ended up at 30K. And I was at a position where I was like, yeah, it's not really worth it. It's not fully working as much. So I'm gonna do paid ads. And that's like I think that's a new wave. Or not just a new wave, that's always been the good thing to do.
Yeah.
But a lot of agency owners don't want to do it. Like they've made money.
It might just feel like the new wave for us because we just transitioned to it. But
Yeah.
like paying for some sort of like digital real estate or like
Yeah.
advertising has been a thing forever, and it's,
But I
if
feel
anything,
like
it's
in
getting
SMA
more
space-
expensive.
In MMA space, it's always been SMS, like mainly, right? Like
I don't think so, bro. I think that it's just the majority of how people started off. But like
Yeah.
the more sophisticated, bigger,
bigger ones.
agencies doing like $500,000 to $250,000 a month.
They're all doing paid ads. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you can't forecast necessarily as well as you can cold advertising or cold outreach versus paid advertising, right?
yeah,
But I think that doing that transition is I guess to speak a little bit on this, as fast as you can, like, and I can't stress this enough, as fast as you can, save some money on the side to hop into paid advertising.
yeah,
Because that will allow you to finally get some skin in the game yourself instead of relying on cold outreach, for you to actually learn the skill of advertising.
Yeah.
Because once you learn how to make someone raise their hand for a product or service that you'll have, you will never be poor again. Ever.
it's so like, it's multidisciplinary, meaning you can just like take what you learn, apply it to something else as well.
So as fast as you can, I would definitely urge anyone to hop into that as fast as you can. And I would say starting off with a burn budget of around $10,000 would be great. And ideally,
Wait, you said how much? 10,000?
10,000 to burn.
US or CAD?
US.
US, okay.
Ideally, right?
Fair.
And part of that money, I would say, would be to pay for expertise for someone that has already run profitable ads for your industry before, which I think we're gonna get into right now. I was actually gonna ask you, tell me a bit of the state of your agency right now and what you're doing right now to scale it.
Yeah, so I recently got another mentorship, not gonna say with you, gonna keep that a bit low key. But before I hopped into the mentorship that I'm joining now, like I said, I did cold SMS and I was figuring out ads by myself. I had a good run rate. I probably spent around like 20,000 and made, like overall in ads in the past like 4 months, probably spent maybe like 15, 20,000 and made technically upfront around 20 to 25K, like an upfront cash collected, but I've retained most of that. So that's kind of what got us from like 40 to 55 to 60K consistently. Or like because I remember in Jan I was at around 33-ish K.
The other side there.
Thank you. But yeah, paid ads was the thing that we just decided to do. And I did feel like I learned a bit, but the reason I bought another mentorship is because I kind of want to scale all the way past 100K a month. And so I think ads is what we're going to be learning now, but not just like copying other people's on ads library. I know we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Like it works, like it kind of works, but you're never really going to know how to actually make those ads yourself.
Yeah, it's hit or miss, and then when you do find something that works, you don't know why it works,
Exactly.
which just defeats the whole purpose, because if it's not repeatable, then you can't scale it. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you're gonna need to be able to delegate that skill to someone else so you can focus on something else, right? You're gonna need a chief of marketing. You're gonna need a group of people that you can pour your knowledge into on what works, why it works, and how to replicate it in another way that's profitable.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, go on ad library and copy the competitors, right? And just fucking rip what works. Like it's simply just not scalable, and ultimately you have no edge over the competition because you're still relying on hit or miss of other people that are also doing hit or miss, right?
Yeah. Like I was kind of lucky, I'm not gonna lie. I literally saw someone else's winning ad that they did for the med spa industry. I was like, let me just try this in remodeling, which is a good idea, right? Like good artists steal, like, and implement it for themselves, which is like, yeah, it's good.
But knowing why it worked is definitely.
I didn't really know why it worked, right? And it's not it wasn't something I could replicate, which is why I'm at this position where I don't know what to do for ads. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess.
and I think that's a bottleneck for me
Yeah.
at the moment, like just cracking ads. So that's why I bought the mentorship that I'm in.
Nice.
How about you? What would you say like
So
the next level for you is?
I mean, yeah, personally, to kind of give like an overview of where I'm at in the agency, numbers wise and all that, I just did my biggest month, which was 20K US
Congrats.
around a month ago.
Good stuff.
Yeah, which is pretty, pretty big in terms of like, I guess how long ago I started and whatnot. But I had one really good run with paid ads, kind of similar situation. I found something off ad library, I ripped it, it ended up working for me, and then it fatigued. And then when it fatigued, I didn't know how to fix it. You know, typical like scenario. You'll hear everyone that goes through that arc. And I remember I churned all the way down from 15K from my cold outreach all the way down to one client, which was 2.5K. And I had to my agency was on life support. And that's around me and Jason's generational lock-in here in Montreal. Around the February, March area where we just had to crack ads. And I scaled from 2.5K to 16.5, 20K in like 30, 45 days because of one winning angle. And then the ad fatigued. I ended up keeping the clients, and right now, in order to get me to 100K a month, I also am in the same mentorship, or I guess consulting, as Jason. The guy we're paying, he's 22 years old. He runs.
He's 22.
Yeah, he's 22.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he owns. I think it's 5 different offers. It's 3 different agencies, all doing multiple 6 figures a month in revenue. One agency doing $500,000 a month. And then I think a YouTube offer, and then some sort of a finance offer, something like that. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna give the name away. Maybe I said too much already. I don't know, but yeah, no, he basically definitely a higher level operator that is gonna tell us what we don't know, right? And at the end of the day, you know, it's kind of hard to talk about like what you think your biggest bottleneck might be more specifically, because you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a bottleneck in and of itself.
Just
it's like not knowing
not knowing what you don't know in order to scale there. And that's why I bought the mentorship too. Like, how do I systematize my acquisition? How do I spot a bad ad from a good ad? How do I tighten my messaging and control better who I'm speaking to? And basically, how do I make it so my skills of making my service as attractive as possible to a cold audience as best as possible? Because I know if that muscle is the strongest, you're set for life. You know, and Jason, and Ben also, I mean, I don't know if I can say that, but yeah, we also decided to hop into that, and it's really funny because I feel like
it's like a full circle.
Yeah, moment. Full circle moment. You know,
the mentor that once mentored you is.
yeah. I think it's really cool. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, and
no, it's a good. I think it's final even. I don't think anyone's gonna. I mean, if you do your research, I mean, good for you. But I mean, I honestly, I think I'm at the point where, like, I don't want to give too much sauce away, respectfully, but obviously,
definitely me neither.
Give some advice to like the pitfalls that other agencies
for sure
owners go, but
something general enough to where like you could definitely give someone a good direction to run in, but not enough to impede the growth of your own agency, right?
Yeah.
At least without, you know. But yeah, I think a good way to end this off that would be exciting would be talking about our short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals.
Yeah.
So I guess let's start off with short-term. In 1 month from now, all right, let's check what that'll be. So say end of
let's say end of the summer.
So let's say start of July, or end of the summer.
It's like start of September.
Start of September. Where do you want your agency to be? What do you want your life to look like personally? What do you want the relationships you're in? Like, just tell me. What do you want Jason to look like in business-wise and in all dimensions-wise?
See, I'm not gonna say that like, because I feel like a lot of the things I've spoken about, if like I said, if you go back and watch some of my videos, I feel like even if you see some of Adrian's past content, I feel like a lot of it comes to fruition, but there's obviously no guarantee of like when it's gonna happen, but you just know because you're implementing the right things. But I feel like by September, what I want to, so right now we're at 60, and with the model that we're both going in, I think ideally, if I'm at least at around like 90 to 100K a month, I think I'd be content. that's kind of what I want to be at start of September. And I think it's very realistic. I know it sounds crazy, maybe to some of the viewers, but adding an additional 40K MRR, you're like, what? But that's kind of where I want to be at with the agency. At that point, I kind of want to actually understand ads, how to actually do marketing myself, right? Not just like going on ads library and like ripping other people's stuff, but understanding why the ads I did worked and replicating it, becoming the kind of business owner that's not so much in the business, but like working in it, but actually like focused on scaling it, you know? Cause like, I feel like I've just been like, you know, you could say retard maxing it, like just doing like brute forcing it to get to this level, which works, but it's not something that I want to do. I just want to be able to understand what pieces I need to move in the puzzle to make things work, like delegating, hiring the right people, and just overall being the kind of business owner that I feel like has the potential to get to 300, 400K a month, right? Getting better at sales, getting better at media buying, getting better at marketing, just skill stacking, and all in all, I would say getting 100K. I feel like that's very achievable with what we're going to be doing.
100%.
With where I'm at. That's like business wise. I would say mentally, physically, and all in all, relationships wise, I would say right now before that, I mean, Adrian knows I've kind of been like slacking in the gym, but I want to at least, you know, be consistent with the gym and just be more like consistent
Or dialed
in. Yeah, that's a
Fair.
good way of putting it. Dialed in with like my diet, dialed in with all in all, just going to the gym and just, you know,
back
going
to the 6 a.m. wake ups.
maybe 7 a.m. wake ups.
Maybe 7.
No, because like I feel like I was always so hyper fixated on like scaling the business that I would just find reasons not to like develop my life in other ways, right? And I think that was like a big realization that like I have all this time, I might as well like improve my relationships with my friends or even just in the gym, all in all, right?
Fair.
But I would say that's like a big thing. So improving physically, improving mentally, and also just going back to learning. You know, I feel like I've just been kind of like bored with where I'm at, that it's like I don't know what to do, like I said, in the agency sometimes, and it's like it's a nice feeling knowing that I'm in a mentorship that's actually gonna take me there, you know, because it's worked for other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I want to be at. I'd say that's a short-term goal. What about you?
Start of September. Mainly I want to have my first A player hire, my first all-rounded right-hand man killer.
What would you say would be a player hire if you could share that? I don't know if that's something you want.
Someone that I can fully delegate my CSM process, media buying process, and at least the nature of my B2B acquisition process as well, so that they can hire a CSM under them, a VA under them, and all the operational backend players, so I can just focus on scaling the business. And then numbers wise, I want to be doing 20K a month profit, around 40 to 50K a month revenue, but focused on at least having that higher dialed in.
Yeah.
Personally, I think same, dialed in the gym, diet, consistent wake up times, so I can definitely wake up and be more in a mindset to be able to scale the agency. So I guess that being said, what about you? Your goals for now, 1 year from now?
1 year from now, hitting 100K months consistently.
Yeah.
Being out of the business 100%. Like I don't want to be talking to any clients anymore or taking sales calls anymore. At that point, I should just be fully out of it. I think we both deserve that at that point, both being like out of it, because I want to be the person moving the needle forward of how can we scale this to where I'm doing 200K profit, or what other ventures can I do, whether it's in SMMA or other industries as well. That's kind of the position I want to be in. A year from now, I'd want to be physique dialed in, so the best physique, you know. Obviously, in a year from now, an attainable physique would be like more lean and, you know, more muscular, but that's ideally where I want to be at. I want to be able to do that fucking workout that we do with these, the fucking pull up and then
We're gonna get you, bro. We're gonna get you in a video. We're gonna post it on your main, bro.
Guys, it's a fucking crazy ass workout. But I want to be able to do that with ease. But I'd say relationship wise,
Surround more killers.
around more killers. Yeah, I
A
feel like
lot
this
more
video-
traveling, a lot more connections.
a lot more connections, a lot more traveling. I mean, just honestly, also creating more memories with Adrian as
Yeah.
well. Like this, like we went through the grind phase where we both had to make it out at the same time, and helped each other get to like the level we're at. Like I personally think like me being around Adrian at that time saved me a lot. Of like it gave me so much more confidence, and just being around him helped me a lot. But yeah, obviously just spending more time with the people that like I actually care about, all in all, and just traveling with Adrian and meeting more people. So 100K
Yeah,
months,
for sure.
better
That's
physique,
definitely coming.
and traveling. So you guys are gonna see all this happen. So yeah,
All right.
wanna end it off here?
All right. Yeah. I mean, we'll end it off. I think that in a month from now we're gonna film a podcast, and hopefully all this is gonna go true. If not, it's gonna look really funny, but whatever. I mean, life goes on. It's not like we're gonna quit.
Yeah, no, I think all in all we are gonna hit our goals. Like I said, it could just be a matter of time, but all in all, I have that confidence that we're both gonna hit our
Fire.
goals. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you
Signing
for
off.
coming on this video.
For sure. Peace.